Can you feel it in the air? That subtle shift, that first crisp morning that hints at a change? Summer's long, sun-drenched days are beginning to shorten, and a new season is whispering on the breeze. It's time to start thinking about fall. We're talking about cozy sweaters, the vibrant colors of changing leaves, and the comforting aroma of pumpkin spice everything. But what does the weather have in store for us this autumn of 2025? So, what exactly makes fall feel like, well, fall? It all starts with the sun, or more specifically, the Earth's tilt. As our planet continues its journey around the sun, the northern hemisphere begins to tilt away from its direct rays after the autumnal equinox in late September. This means less direct sunlight, which translates to shorter days and less solar energy reaching the ground. This fundamental astronomical change is the primary engine driving the seasonal transition. This cooling process doesn't happen uniformly. The land cools down much faster than the oceans, and this temperature difference is a key ingredient for creating active weather. When we look at the temperature map for the entire United States this fall, one theme stands out: a tale of two halves. The forecast models are strongly suggesting a pattern where warmth tends to dominate, particularly in the early part of the season. For a large portion of the country, especially across the southern tier from the southwest to the southeast, temperatures are expected to average above normal. Conversely, the northern tier of the country, from the Pacific Northwest through the upper Midwest and into the Northeast, is poised for a more traditional and perhaps even slightly cooler than average season. Just as with temperatures, the precipitation forecast for fall 2025 reveals a pattern of distinct regional differences across the country. The Pacific Northwest is one area we are watching closely for an active, wet season. Moving east, the forecast becomes more complex. The southern and central plains, stretching from Texas up through Kansas, may find themselves on the drier side of average. In the eastern half of the country, the outlook is for a more active pattern, especially in the southeast. The combination of very warm Atlantic Ocean temperatures and a potential El Niño influence, which we'll discuss more. One of the biggest questions in any long-range forecast is the status of the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO. This is the natural warming and cooling cycle of the waters in the central and eastern Pacific Ocean. For fall 2025, the models are strongly indicating the development of a weak to moderate El Niño event. This seemingly distant phenomenon will have a direct and significant impact on the weather right here in the United States this autumn. So, what does an El Niño typically mean for a U.S. fall? Historically, El Niño tilts the odds towards specific patterns. One of its most well-known effects is a southward shift and strengthening of the Pacific jet stream. For everyone in the Northeast and Midwest, from Maine down to Pennsylvania and across to the Dakotas, fall 2025 is shaping up to be a classic, perhaps even brisk season. The dominant signal for this region is an active jet stream pattern. This means you should be prepared for a series of cold fronts sweeping through on a regular basis. While there will certainly be beautiful, sunny autumn days perfect for visiting an orchard or a pumpkin patch, the timing of the fall foliage season is always a hot topic, and this year's forecast offers some good news for leaf peepers. For our friends in the South and Southeast, from Texas all the way to the Carolinas and Florida, fall 2025 has a distinctly different flavor in store. The forecast is dominated by a signal for above-average temperatures, suggesting that summer's warmth will be reluctant to let go. September and even much of October could feel more like an extension of the summer months, with continued heat and humidity. This persistent warmth will have a direct impact on the fall foliage season in the southern Appalachians. With nighttime temperatures expected to remain stubbornly warm, the onset of peak color will likely be delayed by a week or more compared to average. Out west, fall 2025 is shaping up to be a season of dramatic contrasts, from the coastline to the highest mountain peaks. For California and the Southwest, the early part of the season will likely continue the warm and dry trend of summer. High pressure is expected to remain a dominant feature, leading to plenty of sunshine but also elevating wildfire concerns. However, the developing El Niño is the wild card that could change the game as we head into the latter half of the season. In the Pacific Northwest, the story is quite different. The forecast here calls for an earlier than usual start to the wet season. While this means fewer sunny days, it will be a major benefit for extinguishing any lingering summer wildfires and beginning the process of recharging the region's snowpack in the mountains. As we piece together the puzzle of the fall 2025 forecast, a clear picture emerges. It will be a season of memorable contrasts and distinct regional personalities. From the potentially cool and crisp conditions in the Northeast and Midwest to the lingering summer warmth across the South, understanding these large-scale drivers helps us make sense of the patterns we'll see on our local 7-day forecasts. It empowers us to plan ahead, whether that means scheduling a foliage trip a week later in the Southern Appalachians, getting the rain gear ready early in Seattle. This fall offers countless opportunities for joy and connection. You can visit a local farm for apple picking, get lost in a corn maze, cheer on your favorite football team, or simply take a quiet walk to admire the changing leaves. So as we say goodbye to summer, let's look forward with excitement and curiosity. Let's be ready for the vibrant colors, the cozy evenings, and the shared experiences that make autumn such a beloved time of year. Whatever the weather brings to your doorstep, I encourage you to get out there and enjoy every moment of this beautiful season.